for having me here today. And I'm going to talk to you about something a little bit different, and that's Addgene. I'm the co-founder and director of scientific outreach at Addgene. I'll start a little bit by telling you about our organization and then move on to talk about what I'm calling the CRISPR storm here. And that's because we've been helping a lot of the leading labs that have discovered the CRISPR technology spread that around the scientific community. So Addgene's mission is to facilitate scientific sharing and to enable research and discovery. And we do that by helping scientists share reagents. So oftentimes when scientists publish a paper, they're sharing the information through journals, and then they can share, in our case, we help scientists share plasmids so that they can share their actual research materials through Addgene. And the scientists that read the publications are able to follow up on the work, validate the results by getting the materials through Addgene. Just a little bit of background, we were founded in 2004. We're a nonprofit organization, but we're completely financially self-sufficient. So the money that we get from sending out our plasmids, those distributions, fund our operations. It's free to deposit plasmids at Addgene, and it's $65 for each plasmid request. We're really focusing on open access. Labs that can't afford it, we give them discounts. The goal is really to get the materials out there. So we're 50 employees. We're based here in Central Square. We distribute individual plasmids. We have quite a number of kits. And for the genome engineering space, we have a number of tail-end kits. And we have libraries. So more recently, our pooled guide RNA libraries have been very, very popular. We don't own any of the materials in the repository. We're really a third party that helps transfer the materials between different universities, all under the UBMTA. We have about 40,000 plasmids right now from over 2,000 different labs and over 500 institutions. We shipped 500,000 plasmids, and it grows every year. So last year we shipped over 100,000 plasmids. And more than half of those plasmids are shipped to scientists outside of the US. So we're really a global company. In addition to the actual physical samples, we really pride ourselves on making information about the materials available as well. So we have 150,000 unique visitors to our website every month, over 1 million page views per month, and we do a lot of work to provide those educational materials to scientists, and all of that's free. And we're recommended by over 30 journals, including Cell and Nature, where they encourage their authors to deposit their plasmids upon publication, again, so scientists who are reading those publications can follow up. So, I don't know if you picked up on that, but we do transfer between academics and nonprofits. And so I realized that this particular audience is primarily for-profit. So the question is, how can we work together? Well, scientists in industry can deposit to Addgene, and they do. There are a variety of reasons why scientists in industry might want to deposit materials with us. One is we believe in scientific sharing and community spirit, but also it's great visibility for your research and for your research tools. Once your materials are at Addgene or at any repository, they're more likely to be used, your papers are more likely to be cited, and you retain ownership over all of the materials. So we see for-profits depositing some materials with Addgene so that they become more widely used, they get validated, and then when other for-profits are interested in them, then they have their own agreements. But Addgene helps with the spread of the technology and the validation through academics. And the second thing is really to share knowledge. I've certainly learned a lot through the talks today, and I hope that I can share some information with you as well. And so we do know a lot about CRISPRs because Addgene is very fortunate to have been a hub for a lot of the leading CRISPR labs. And all of the scientists we work with believe in scientific sharing. It's one of the joys of working at Addgene. But I would say that the CRISPR field is unique in how much they want to share. From the minute they publish, and many labs, before they even publish their materials, publish their papers, they're already depositing their materials at Addgene. They really believe in getting the technology out there, and they'll also share all the information on how to use them. And so it's really been a fun group to work with. This is just a small percentage of the labs that have deposited with Addgene materials. But we also have a lot of data, being in the situation that we are in, about the genome editing technologies and how many people are actually using them. And so I find this very interesting to look at. So starting from back when Addgene started until now, you can see that the blue is the zinc finger. And so I still remember when zinc fingers were really hot and people were requesting them and everyone wanted the kits, and people who wanted to do gene edits definitely would use them. But I would say they weren't widely adopted, right? Because they were difficult to create and to target, and so you had to have really a lot of emphasis that we wanted to do this. Then the tailwinds came out, and more labs were interested. You can see those numbers there, around 2,500 requests a year. It was a little bit easier for people to wrap their heads around it to make those. And so a lot of those tailwind kits were quite popular. And then in 2012, I mean, when the CRISPR came out, you can see that the request per seq figures are almost gone. The tailwinds started to tail off as well, and then the CRISPRs really took off. And it just dwarfed the requests that we got from the others. So you can see it's up around 20,000 from last year. So you can see how the CRISPR technology has really allowed the everyday lab to make gene edits. And it's really been remarkable. This has continued on. And so CRISPR plasmids actually only represent 2% of our entire collection. We help scientists share plasmids across all different species for many different types of research, fluorescent proteins, vector tools, but despite all that, they represent about 15% of our monthly distribution. They really are popular, and partly because the technology is evolving so quickly, people come back and they're looking for the latest CRISPR tools. So this is what our website looks like. So it's addgene.org/CRISPR. And as I mentioned, we are a nonprofit educational resource. We are really here to help you guys find what you need. And so if you're looking for the latest CRISPR technology updates, this is a good place to start, because the scientists that are publishing them will deposit them with Addgene. We'll put them online. New categories are appearing. In fact, another one has appeared since we even made this slide. And within each category, you can find the latest CRISPR tools. So we have things for genome editing, of course, the cut, the nick, the genome targeting, where you can use your guide RNA to target the dead Cas9 that's with various modifications to interfere with transcription, activate transcription, purify different regions of the genome, visualize different regions of the genome. Lately, the cool guide RNA libraries used for speeding have been extremely popular. We have that for human and mouse, and we also have the cut version as well as the activate version. And then validated gRNAs that have been published, as well as MT guide RNA libraries. So for each of these categories, we can also track how many requests people are submitting. So this is also very interesting. What you see in the bar graph is how many of those plasmids we have. As you can see, there's a variety of different species, particularly for cut, there's the most number of plasmids. And then so forth. And then these are organized in order of how many requests they actually received. So you can see this is as of January of this year, we had gotten 11,000 requests for the cut. But what was kind of surprising to me was how many requests we had received for nick. So it was over 5,000, which indicated to me that people are actually very concerned about the off-target effects, and that they really did want to try to minimize those using the nick version. And then interfere, activate, screening has gone up quite a bit since then as well. And then we have a variety of other CRISPR tools. So in terms of our educational resources, we actually are in a very unique position here, because we work with all the leading labs directly, and they are so generous. They often will share their protocols, links. They work with us, funds labs work with us to create educational videos. Frequently ask questions on how to do the homology-directed repair. They will write blog posts with us. So you can really get information from the labs that are doing the research and find that all with Addgene. Again, it's all just freely available through our website, so hopefully that will be useful for you. And that's it. So we are local, and that's our web address. You can, of course, also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or our blog, and a lot of those tweets and posts are related to CRISPR and the latest articles that are published there.